Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Joe Chaffee on this Tuesday. We're at the midday hour. We're going to take a look at the two tropical systems that we're dealing with. The tropical cyclone that is sitting in the potential tropical cyclone, tropical depression that looks like it may be becoming a tropical storm. They're waiting for the Air Force reconnaissance aircraft to give it a good check, and we're seeing some convection developing here on the north and northeast side. That's been increasing during this morning. So we're probably going to see this upgraded to tropical storm Cindy. The Hurricane Center has extended the tropical storm warnings up to about Lake Pontchartrain, covering all of the Louisiana coast, and then they have extended tropical storm watches back westward to about Galveston Bay. Let me just say right off the bat that if you're watching from this area, this video is dated. We're coming at you at the midday on Tuesday, so there will obviously, if you see this later today or this evening, you're going to want to update your information. So you should go to the NOAA website, nhc.noaa.gov, for all the latest information, and also with regards to any precautions that you need to take, you really need to check out their website and their recommendations with regards to all of this. This is my forecast opinion with what you see here with what's going on. We're going to take you through everything. We've got Tropical Storm Bret. I'm going to do that first, and then we're going to spend our time on the Gulf system. And for forecast purposes, I did cut a video earlier with regards to the impact that this moisture may have on the weather late this week and this weekend in parts of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states. So you can take a look at that video after this is done if you'd like. So here's Tropical Storm Bret. Top winds at midday 45 miles an hour. It's moved through the windward island chain. It's looking a little bit on the ragged side. There are very strong southerly winds aloft that's beginning the shearing process here, but still kind of maintaining itself. Grenada or Grenada, I think that's the correct pronunciation. They did report winds of 40 knots when it passed by earlier today. So it looks like it's kind of holding its own, but conditions are rather unfavorable as it moves deeper into the Caribbean, and shear is likely to take a toll on this before too long. Now here are the forecast tracks of whatever remnant lows there are after this is all done, assuming that it does weaken. The bulk of the tracks are to the west or slightly west-northwest. There are a couple of outliers that go a little further north into over Jamaica and into the Gulf of Mexico. It kind of seems to me like it would be a bit of a long shot for that to happen, given what we're seeing with the upper flow. And here's the intensity models, and other than the three models here that kind of maintain it into a tropical storm, you actually have one that wants to strengthen it all the way up to a hurricane. The reality is a cluster of those hurricane models keep the storm tropical storm strength for another 36 hours or so, and then weaken it below tropical storm strength after that, and that's probably because of the shear that's happening. Okay, so we'll switch now to our system that is in the Gulf of Mexico. And this is the National Hurricane Center's map with regards to its forecast track. And you can see it has it to a tropical storm this evening and tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, and by Thursday morning it has it on land somewhere on the along the coast near the Louisiana-Texas border. The blue indicating the tropical storm warnings that are in effect, and the yellow area here that's just been extended to the west with regards to the tropical storm watch. Now here's our visible satellite loop, and right in here is where we think the circulation center is, and you can see that there's really not a whole lot of thunderstorm activity with this. This has a look of a broad low-pressure system. In fact, when you compare this to Tropical Storm Bret, the pressure here is actually almost 10 millibars lower than Bret is. By pressure measure, this could certainly be classified as a tropical storm, and we do have gales being reported in these thunderstorms that are north and northeast of the center. The issue is that in a tropical system, you need to get those strong winds closer to the circulation center. You need to see a tight core of convection developing near where the center is. And we may be seeing that now, right in there. You see that bright white kind of pops up there in the last few frames. You start to see convection increasing here near where there may be a circulation center. So when the hurricane plane gets in there, they'll verify whether this has indeed reached the criteria, met the criteria with regards to it being a tropical storm. Now, I want to make just a couple of important points here. Notice that most of the cloud cover is to the north and east. This is going to be a big, and already is, a big rain producer from southeastern Louisiana eastward to the Florida Panhandle. There are going to be areas that are going to wind up with half a foot or maybe even a foot of rain. There isn't too much happening on the west side, so if this winds up tracking where the hurricane center has it, you'll probably have an area of rain that'll develop on the west side, but it won't be anything like what's going on to the east. And with respect to the winds, the strongest winds in the gales are located north and east of the center, so right in this area. So if the center goes in here, the wind issues would be primarily in this area of the storm's track and not so much on the west side. So just bear that in mind. And we don't see this strengthening to anything beyond a minimal tropical storm. Maybe it could wind up getting up to 45 or 50 miles an hour for top winds, but I don't think this is going to get anything more than that, being that the upper level winds are marginal here for development, for strengthening, and also a time element, because this is going to be on shore in about 36 hours. So it doesn't have a whole lot of time over the open waters to do its thing. And here's the rain, and this has been going on for a while now. You've got the heavy rains from the Florida Panhandle along the Gulf Coast and now moving into southeastern Louisiana, and there's a lot of rain here on the radar that's moving northwestward. So I'd look for this rain to gradually spread westward across southern Louisiana. There's not much going on at all today across southwest Louisiana and through East Texas, where the tropical storm watch is posted. Now here's the guidance with regards to the hurricane models themselves. You can see how they're all clustered right over that zone along the Louisiana-Texas border near the coast. And then after that, it turns northward. The remnants go northward and northeastward. And, an argument can be made over some of the moisture from this eventually making it up into the mid-Atlantic, the southern and central Appalachians, and then eventually into the mid-Atlantic states. I don't know if it'll make it further north than that. I have a video that I cut earlier today that gets into that a lot more. So when you're done with this, you can go to the other video and take a look at what I think is going to happen with regards to the remnant rainfall. And here's the intensity guidance with this system, and you'll notice none of them really get it above 45 knots. We have it then weakening, of course, after 36 hours because the system is moving inland. And I'm guessing that some of the other models are outliers, that the ones that keep this as a tropical storm keep it that way because it keeps it over the water a bit longer, probably lingering it off the Texas coast perhaps, but those are outliers. And the vast majority of them, as we showed you here, pretty much have it all clustered in that one zone. Now, I'm going to show you one of the hurricane forecast models. This is called the GFDL, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But as we move it along on its last run, you can see how the low center just kind of wobbles along. We're now to Wednesday afternoon. You can see the time here, by the way, Wednesday, June 24th, 18Z, which is Greenwich time. So that would be subtract 5 hours for Central time. So we're looking at 1 p.m. Central time here. And now we're at 7 p.m. Central time on Wednesday. And you can see the low is just off the coast of Louisiana, takes it inland into southwest Louisiana. Doesn't really strengthen very much, does lower the pressure a little bit. The green area you see is indicative of winds of greater than gale force, not showing a large area of gales. It actually is showing a larger area of gales offshore now, early on in the game, and then doesn't really show too much in terms of wind with this. Some pockets here and there, but nothing too crazy. And then it takes the remnant low on up into Kentucky. Now, in the GFDL, it wants to take it way to the west and takes it up into southern Canada with that next cold front coming by. But many of the other weather models don't do that. And again, my video that I cut earlier gets into that particular part of the equation a lot more than this one did. So you check that out. So we'll keep an eye on this, of course, and you can see latest website posts on this tropical system and tropical storm Bret on my website, meteorologistjoechaffee.com. And I'd like to give a big welcome to my new YouTube subscribers. We've got 100 new subscribers over the last couple of days, and I'm very, very excited about that. Welcome aboard. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, by all means, please do. It's free, and I put up videos at least once a day. In the instance now with these tropical systems running around, I've been doing 2 videos a day. And I appreciate your comments, your questions. Let me know when you comment, please, where you're located, because that will help me out with whatever response I give. And like I said, I'm really, really glad you're here. You'll find some very interesting things. We cover weather from coast to coast with a specific emphasis on the Northeast and the northern parts of the Mid-Atlantic states. All right, everybody, have a great day.